Every day your psyche is flooded with impressions, not only positive but also negative ones. Unfortunately, you can't simply turn off your own thoughts at the push of a button. Since childhood, the psyche is the biggest storehouse of everything you have experienced. You may not even remember some of it, yet you feel it subconsciously in some situations. Just as you do something good for your body with a healthy diet or exercise, your thoughts should also take a break. We'll tell you how it works. Mental wellness is called emotional detox. It cleanses your soul and gives you energy because you process negative feelings, face your fears and think thoughts to the end. Below, we'll tell you how to tell that you're ready for an emotional detox and how to get rid of negative feelings. To what extent does the psyche influence the body? Over time, emotions can build up and accumulate as negative feelings in your body. Your soul is then under pressure and at a certain point can no longer free itself. This happens mainly due to the repression of conflicts or thoughts that you have not allowed. The problem with this is that these do not completely disappear as a result, but are repeatedly evoked by certain triggers or even intensified by new feelings. At some point, you are no longer even aware that you are subconsciously suffering from these thoughts. And this can become a psychological or physical problem. Sleep disturbances, nervousness, headaches or stomach aches and a weakened immune system occur. How can you tell if you're ready for an emotional detox? Psychological stresses are usually difficult to recognize because the origin may lie years in the past and have been successfully repressed. Physical limitations, such as permanent fatigue, listlessness or poor sleep show that the head is overworked and needs a break. But even if you don't yet experience these symptoms, an emotional detox can help you collect your thoughts and give yourself a little rest. Often, a negative emotional state comes from stress at work, interpersonal tension, and a packed daily routine. Emotional detox. How to get rid of negative feelings in 3 steps. Number 1. Deal with your past. In the case of the past, a distinction is made between 2 periods, childhood and the phase after that until today. In most cases, what happened in the recent past is more present in the mind and easier to recall. This is different with what was experienced in childhood. Even if these experiences happened a long time ago, it still has an influence on our later behavior. Thus, as an adult, it is difficult to understand on what basis one reacts to some triggers or has some behaviors that can even lead to personality disorders. While for some people the inner child can only be worked through in psychological therapy, for others it is enough to question strong emotions and make conscious connections. Another way of dealing with the past is to apply it to the second period, that is, the recent past. This can be a quarrel with a person, a misbehavior that causes you a lot of stress or an unfinished task. Here it can help if you actively solve the problem. Seek a conversation with the person and find a way to change these parts of your past in retrospect in order to fully deal with them. Number 2. Visualize your feelings. Through constant networking and communication, our society has largely forgotten to be there for itself. You no longer have to deal with your own thoughts because there are enough distractions. It is important for the psyche and the processing of feelings to face negative situations. A good way to do this is to visualize your feelings. You can do this with the help of a diary. The main thing is that you always record your feelings in writing. If you do this regularly, you will learn to organize your feelings, you will be able to check things off that you couldn't get out of your head before, and you will see things more clearly. And number 3, meditate. Smartphone and co. offer a constant overload of stimuli that seems to go on forever. In the long run, this can cause you to suffer from subconscious stress and not give your psyche the opportunity to regenerate. That's why it can help if you put your smartphone aside and devote yourself completely to your mind. Because subconscious thoughts are also exhausting for your body and can have a negative impact on your health. Daily meditation sessions before bedtime can also help you to process what you have experienced. In this way, you give your psyche a chance to escape external stimuli and be completely with yourself. If you now also want to know how you do not care what others think, be sure to watch the video that we link to you here. There we show you 5 simple tips. If you liked the video, then I would be really happy about a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new video.